The following contest is scheduled for a 2-hour time limit. Introducing first, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, wrestling reporter and columnist Justin LaBar. And his opponent, you. Call, tweet, email because you can go one-on-one with Justin LaBar in Wrestling Reality. Right now on Trib Live Radio.
Is everybody awake? You there? Okay, good. Just want to make sure everybody's alive and conscious after that Raw last night. Wrestling Reality here, one-on-one with me, Justin LaBar, Trib Live Radio, every single Tuesday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the place for you to call and go one-on-one with me, 412-320-7925 is the number. sportstalk@tribweb.com is the email. Tweet me at Justin LaBar. Last night's Raw. Wow, I mean, this is you know, coming off the Raw the week before where I defended and praised of how good the booking was, the utilization of the 3 hours. This 3 hours, a lot of, you know, we're going to talk about all through the show, but obviously no John Cena is an obvious factor. Progression, not really there anywhere for much. A long 3 hours, that is for sure. I mean, the start of it with everybody coming out, Punk and Heyman and Dolph and Vicky and then AJ and Bryan and Kane. The concept was entertaining when they're all screaming at each other. I mean, the concept of it I think was entertaining and it would have been better. However, my issue was just it was way too long. And reportedly it went like 7-8 minutes over too long, and that, you know, set off the whole show in terms of timing, and it was way too long. Painful, too long to end up having to make that tag team match being the ending result. Mysterio, Cara, you know, I like the fact Mysterio and Cara. I love the fact I like the mask. They kind of took features of each of their masks. Statboy Jeff had the eye and really called that one on there. How about Brodus Clay loses to Antonio Cesaro? This is I think. I mean, please send me in your detailed Brodus Clay history, but I can't recall him losing decisively clean like that. That was a pretty... I mean, we've seen him get knocked out by Big Show, and which that's interesting too, because Big Show the week before gives the knockout punch to Tensai and Brodus Clay, both who end up basically jobbing this week. Not jobbing, but don't. Well, yeah, jobbing. Brodus loses to Cesaro. I'm still a big fan of Cesaro. Miz Ryder, gotta love the Miz new shirt. Ryder's got a new shirt. The debate. All right, now I know that I know this is just a relevant theme to do for the World Heavyweight title given the presidential election season that we're in. I know it's just a theme that basically just disguises what's just another promo. Boy, was this painful. I guarantee everybody at this point knew that it was the end of the first quarter and that the Monday Night Football game was tied 0-0 because everybody had to click off of this segment at some point or another. By the way, how many times was Sirius uttered? If anybody can go back and find out exactly how many times Sirius was uttered between everybody in that segment, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll be really nice to you or something, because that was I just was like, wow. And then the tout from Sheamus or Rey Mysterio Sullivan or whatever the hell it was called. Ryback Tensai. We'll talk more about this. I wrote a column about this earlier. Ryback wins, botched finish. People wanted to cry foul that Tensai screwed up and that he didn't jump. There's no jumping involved in this. It's literally a dead lift for Ryback. And as I break down on Bleacher Report and I show the video, yes, he hit this finisher on SmackDown on Tensai. The match was much shorter and he wasn't blown up and tired. This match, much longer, much more physical work Ryback did. And when he goes to do the finisher this time and it doesn't work, you can tell he doesn't have the weight evenly distributed. He has his head. He's holding Tensai up. He has his head up against basically Tensai's nipple breast area, leaving 80% of Tensai's weight dangling off him. And he's trying to do that deadlift weight. He's already tired. Where when he did it correctly on SmackDown, he had more energy and he got him and he had his head over top of Tensai or right underneath Tensai's belly button area. And that's how he can hold him up and keep the balance. It was just, I'll go into more about this, but. Look, I know it's the cool thing to not like Tensai and whatever, but I mean, it was just it was a botch finish and then he had to settle with the clothesline. But that goes to my point of what I've uttered many times before and I wrote about on Bleacher Report, which is finishers. I didn't like Ryback's finish in the first place, but if you're gonna have a finisher, make sure you can do it on everybody, or make sure you have multiple finishers So you can, you have one like a shell shock, but you have another finisher you can do and hit on everybody if they're a given size, such as Tensai. Eve Torres always looking good. Beth Phoenix, sure am going to miss her when she's gone. So we have the encore here: Slater, Mahal, McIntyre. I mean, how can you put the one-man band with two other guys? I don't like it. Not a fan. Not a fan of the encore. I'm not a fan at all. This was certainly a coming out party, a coming out match for Damien Sandow. What a match against Sheamus. I always love this. I think we're all happy with the tag team, revitalization. I love the fact that we have that's the problem that too many people, fans and bookers, I think, get caught into, is they think that if you have a tag team, they can only be a tag team, they can only fight tag team matches, and that's it. No. You can have factions or teams, but they can still have individual things going on. Hence, I like Sandow in this straight-up one-on-one match against Sheamus, but you have Cody Rhodes, his partner, his alliance there. I like that. It helps multiple things go on because you have Rhodes and you have the Rhodes Scholars going up against Kane and Bryan at the pay-per-view, but you do have Sandow here in this bit with Sheamus. Apparently, they had filmed something backstage, but that got cut again because of the time constraints. The Jim Ross segment with CM Punk, of course, this is where I thought this, I thought that this would be the perfect show. We could see Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wrote about it on Bleacher Report earlier yesterday. It said it was the 316th day of Punk's title reign. Of course, JR's appreciation night. There, no John Cena, especially not, we knew John Cena wouldn't be fighting, and apparently he wasn't even there at all. So would have been a real perfect time for Austin. Instead, it's just Punk and Ross, and then here comes Ryback, who scares Punk away. Honestly, I think this is the best segment of the entire night. I would have loved Stone Cold. I think we all would have. It would have been appropriate, but it was very relevant. Everything worked well. JR cut a great promo. Punk did it well as usual. Paul Heyman, of course, and his bit role. Ryback came out, and everything was delivered well in terms of the crowd got the "Feed Me More" chant going, and the way Punk backpedaled and left, and you have Heyman saying, "You don't fight for free. You get paid to fight." All in all, I thought a very well done job by everybody. Del Rio versus Kingston. Del Rio gets the win. Scary thing here with Kingston. Hopefully he is okay, of course. As Del Rio normally, he grabs that arm and he swings his left leg over, and everybody rotates to the ground as he is then applying that arm bar. Del Rio rolled quicker or more aggressively. I'm not even sure what happened, but he rolled. Kofi did not roll with him, and it looked like Kofi's arm really snapped. Certainly a scary thing there. And of course, we end with the Punk Dolph Ziggler match Dolph Ziggler up against Bryan and Kane, and we end simply with, of course, the Team Hell No goes over. We end with the tag team champions just screaming at each other, celebrating. That's the end of Raw. Tag team champions ending Raw. That's not something we get too often. And when the credits came up, I said, well, I guess that's all of Raw that we got for it. It was a weird episode. We'll talk all about it over the next 2 hours. 412-320-7925 is the number. Sportstalk@tribleweb.com is the email. You can tweet me at Justin LaBar. We'll be back on Trib Live Radio.